Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon lunar eclipse for the month of February tarot oracle reading. And Cancer, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Cancer, we still all have a little bit of that sign in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So to keep in mind, this is a collective or general reading, meaning parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading. This means if you're watching this video at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if you notice it's been a while since I have posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity to your situation as of now. We're going to begin the reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. The first 2/3 of this video is for getting the tail from tarot cards, and then the last third will be getting clarification from my oracle tales from the vector. So for those of you that want further clarification, so we have to begin with the energy of and the Two of Wands. And this is the underlying energy for the entire reading. The Two of Wands represents someone that is standing on the turret of their castle and they're overlooking their domain. They have the globe in their hands, which is representing the world, saying, I have the world in my hands, but I only live in a town of 5,000 people. It's that kind of energy. So it could be more than that, but you get my drift. So this is saying, this person is saying, like, I feel like I'm a big fish in a little pond, and I would rather be a small fish in a big pond and build my way up. This quite often speaks to me of entrepreneurial energy, where someone has already been very successful where they are, but they want to expand, and to do so they have to go to a bigger center where there's more people, or perhaps just start another location. So this could be like franchising energy. We have, for the underlying energy of the internal forces, the Knight of Pentacles. So the knights would deliver messages from the king and queen and the rest of the court to kingdoms far and wide. That was the only form of communication back then. Nowadays we have so many forms of communication. The pages and the knights bring in information from emails. It could be a letter in the mail, it could be a text, it could be a phone call, and maybe even on social media getting a message, or being invited to an event and upon attending, meeting someone. Also, if you watch the news for a little bit every day, you will find out what's going on in the world and get messages from that. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles here. His horse is at a total standstill. This knight can be very frustrating because it takes forever for him to get to where he's going. Having said that, when he does come in with the information, and he is representing the energy of Pentacles, Pentacles and Tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And so this is basically speaking about your lifestyle. Now, money is a big part of that lifestyle, but if you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this energy is talking about when the information comes in, it will be regarding Pentacles. And generally, this is a really strong offer. So it's probably regarding generational wealth, or, a legacy. Okay, and then we have the first card out is reconciliation. It's not surprising to me. This card is coming out a lot in almost all of the readings, actually. And that's because we just went into Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is the planet of communication. Yesterday it went retrograde, which means that when we see it in, out there from the view of Earth, it looks like it's traveling backwards. And it's infamous for all of the communication troubles that it can cause, lack of communication, and also problems with technology. And that's the energy for the retrograde season. Is a really good time to go inward, look at the past, find out, hey, where could I have done things better? and learn from your past so you don't repeat what you don't want to repeat, and then double up on what does work for you. It can be very, very valuable information to do so. And it also can represent a lot of people from your past coming in all of a sudden. Like you won't have heard for someone for years, and all of a sudden they show up. It's that kind of energy, so that you can clear up the past, basically. This card of reconciliation would assume, if it's a reconciliation, that there needs to be some forgiveness for something first. So forgiveness is actually something you do for yourself. When you forgive, you're doing it so that you no longer carry the burden of the energy, and you turn it to its rightful owner. Having said that, forgiveness paves the way for reconciliation. So if you're reconciliation with this card can also mean reconciling with your childhood, and healing your inner child. This card, it has several illusions about it, and that's how it is when we go back into the past. The Six of Cups are here, and it looks at first glance, it's like, oh, there's a couple of children playing, and they're playing with flowers. There's someone watching over them, and that's the card. But it actually, when you look at it again, you realize, oh, that's not a child, that's a gnome. And that's a little lady, not a child. And she, when you look at her, she's young from this side, but from this side, she's an old hag. So this is representing actually someone who has learned the art of saying yes and no when they need to. The young woman is still a people pleaser, and so she's talking to this gnome, and she's thinking about accepting this cup. The old hag has turned away and said, there's no way, get out of here. That's the kind of energy. And they're wearing a white glove. And so the white glove represents, I do not want to get my hands dirty. And the old hag is saying no, because she's been there and done that, and she doesn't want to deal with this person. She's suspicious that they have negative not consequences, or that there would be negative consequences for engaging with this person, and that they have ulterior motives. Now, these Six of Cups, they have white flowers in them, and the white flowers that are in them are from the nightshade family. It's called Datura, and Datura is a beautiful plant. It has like these trumpet-shaped flowers, and they just grow, like they multiply, like overnight you have, they bloom, and they have like, double up the flowers every time they bloom. Very, very beautiful plant, but very toxic. So if someone ingests this plant, especially a child or a pet, they can become very ill from it. And so the white flowers in tarot represent innocence, but it's far from an innocent plant because it's poisonous. It's something you would never let children play with, and you wouldn't have it in your yard if you had pets. So this energy, the flowers are an illusion. They're not safe. Sometimes shamans do use Datura to produce visions in their ceremonies. Having said that, they've been doing it for millennia, and they understand the doses, the proper doses, so you don't become very ill. The person that's watching over these children is actually walking away from the children. So the whole card is basically an illusion, and it's saying, like, if you entertain people from the past, sometimes you may find out that a lot of what you, like if you haven't seen someone for like say 20 years or something, and then all of a sudden they come back into your life, you might be surprised at who they really are, from compared to who you thought they were, and how much they've changed since they were little. Some people never change, and some people change a lot. So it's just being aware that when you're dealing with the past energies in a retrograde season, it's not unusual because there's unfinished business that you need to resolve. We have the energy of the Eight of Wands, and so the Eight of Wands is talking about conception. It's about launching arrows. The arrows represent the element of fire, and they are action. And so this is talking about, if you think about the Sagittarius energy, the centaur has the bow and arrow, and he launches those arrows into the sky, and then they hit their target, dung, 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 in the perfect order, in the perfect center, in how they need to. And so this is saying that whatever the energy is coming in that this reading is about is going to come in very quick once this information from this Knight of Pentacles comes through. Things will happen much quicker after that. And then we have the Sun. Okay, so this is talking about, the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. The Sun is representing you when you were a small child. When you were a small child, you were meant to be happy and to be on this destined path of having happiness. This is talking, this heavy banner, this child is carrying it with ease, no reins, no fear, you know, just really happy to be on the pony. And there's sunflowers in the background here, and that shows like the sunny disposition, wanting to follow God, being happy because you're a child of God, brought in the earth to do God's good work. And this card represents also the energy of the new moon that we just had on February 17th. It was a while back now, but that moon was in the sign of Aquarius, opposed by Leo in the sun energy. And so that moon, there was an eclipse on that same day, and that, or an evening, and that eclipse was a solar eclipse, which means that the moon for a short time was blocking out the sun from the point of view of the earth. And so this energy of eclipses lasts for about 6 months from the time that it hits, and that was so we're all about 2 weeks into it now. The thing about eclipse season is it tends to shine and magnify areas in your life that are the weakest, and so that you can do something to repair them. And this energy, as I said, it lingers with us for about 6 months. And quite often it will bring profound changes in our life during this time period. And it won't necessarily be sudden change, but it will be significant change. On the same day, we had the energy on that same day. So it was a very powerful day. We had the Chinese New Year, and we moved out of the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy. So this horse is representing that energy coming in. So the fiery horse energy is talking about having a new way of looking at things. It's very free-spirited, very much like passionate and heartfelt in matters of love. The danger with this fire horse energy is that it can be extremely impulsive and, you know, over emotional basically. So impulsive energy right now is not the way to go. It's just not a good thing. You think about a horse that gets spooked and runs, and the rider can't stop it, and the rider's running, you know, this horse is, they're clinging on for dear life as the horse runs through traffic and God knows what else. And the energy here is saying if you are impulsive and you take impulsive actions, you can travel down the wrong path really, really quickly with this energy, and then it can be really, really challenging to come back to center, to your destined path. It's also saying hold your temper. You know, volatile emotions, you're going to regret them later. Don't be getting all pissed off and then going on tweeting all over the place in social media, and then you wake up the next day and you regret it. That's the kind of energy you do not want to be in. You want to move off to calmer waters. This is in tarot, the water here being all rough like this represents chaos and volatile emotions, whereas this is the calmer emotions. So this is sort of the same energy as here, wanting to move on to something else. And this is saying, I don't want to be in chaotic emotional state. I want to be, I want my life to be calm. And so this is about sailing off with God to get calm. So this is isolating yourself and being in a place where you just are on your own. This small child next to this figure here represents your inner child and some of the maybe the healing that you need to do for the inner child. This conveyor is representing someone who's in neutral position. He's just ferrying people back and forth, and to get people moving he has to use this long rod and dig deep into the mud, you know, below the water here to push this boat off. And so this is talking about digging deep into your emotions and into your thoughts around here, and healing and reconciling the energy of your inner child with yourself, so that you can heal anything that would be impeding you in your relationships with people, places, and things. And so that could be your, you know, your romantic life, and also just with generally with people. And also it could be regarding business matters and how your relationship with money is. And so the wheel of fortune is turning. This is destiny calling you. And when the wheel of fortune comes in, it means your fortune is changing for the better. The past and the present and the future are coming together. There's actually 3 wheels on this card. And on one of the wheels is the letters, the Hebrew letters of the name of God, which is tetragrammaton. And a tetragrammaton is a mathematical equation that is applied like numbers to the letters. And when they are put in ratio with each other, these letters of the name of God, it is very close to the phi ratio, which makes up the golden ratio. So this is talking about how nature manifests in, you know, in the world, like on Earth. And the ratio is 1.618, and they both are very, very close. So the energy of God is actually a very, very organized and mathematical ratio. And so you can see this in all sorts of areas of nature, like hurricanes, and your face is made up of ratios of rectangles that nest in each other. And they make up, like, you know, the distance between your eyes and the distance between your nose and your mouth, etc. Also throughout your entire body, it's a ratio. The ratio is the same for animals as it is, and also for fish and starfish, and you name it. The ratio is there for, you can see it throughout nature. You can see it in flowers, you can see it in the plants, you can see it in the branches of the trees. The ratio happening. So this is a saying that our God is a God of absolute law and order, of organized matter. And then we have this energy coming in. When you start to understand the ratios, here's another ratio for you. This card is the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is understanding how much to give and take in life. How much are you going to invest of yourself and into others? What are you going to have in return, and making sure that this is a fair exchange, so that you're always working towards improving your situation. Now, you look here, she has this is pre-Empress energy. The Empress is an energy of someone who has gone through enough life experience and put the effort in to do the inner work, and also, you know, do the work that you need to do to bring your special qualities to benefit the earth. And you're in service to the earth when you do that, and you're there to make it a better place for yourself, for your family, and also for the world, for the earth and the universe. And so she always has her hand on at least 6 pentacles, because she knows she has to sustain herself. She has to make sure she can pay her own bills, build up her business, have a slush fund in case she needs it. That kind of energy. And then she has these 3 pentacles behind her, and this ratio is saying, I am willing to invest in more risky matters with this pentacle, and with this pentacle I will give to charity, and this pentacle will be for emergencies for my family. That kind of energy. If someone's in trouble, I'll have some money put aside that I can empower them. And so this energy, if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he talks about the 3, 6, and then the 9. And this he says, if you knew the beauty of the 3, 6, 9, you would have the key to the universe. And here we have this falcon here, which is representing having the foresight to be able to get the big picture and understand that you always have to have this ratio, so that your lifestyle and your environment support your goals in life, and your goals in life support your lifestyle and your environment. Now, starting from the front here, we have the identity and self-image. So you're wanting to either reconcile your child, or you're considering reconciliation with someone from your past energy. And this is talking about abundance and self-worth. It's saying that you've been working on a project and perhaps it's about to come into fruition. And so this energy can be directed towards this reconciliation, or because of this reconciliation. The reconciliation is coming first here, so it may be that you have already reconciled with something or someone, or it can be talking about the reason you did so is because this could be talking about reconciliation of your past energy, of your own past energy, and being able to understand yourself better and your relationships with people and places and things. And especially in this case with the pentacle energy coming in, that then you will be in this energy, which is a lot of money. There is only 10 pentacles in the tarot, and this is 9. So this energy here is talking about your early life, and your communication in early life. And this is saying you are a very happy, sunny child, fearless, and enjoying life basically. And then we have the home and family, which is your emotional foundation, and it's rocky. Like this is representing chaos and volatile emotion. So something's going on there, and you want to move off to calmer shores with God, and you want to have this peace. Then this is talking, when you do that, when you get this information that you need, and also this information from the night finally comes in, then you will be, the wheel of fortune is starting to turn now. And this is talking about being able to be really creative in what you do, regarding your romance, and if you might be considering having children. This card is a card of conception, so it can mean like an actual conception of a child. And this is the position of your daily routines. And so this is like, yeah, this is going to be a big change if you all of a sudden have 9 pentacles here. And this one is saying if this one comes in, that would be 10, and you would have the ultimate in pentacles that you can have in the tarot. And then we have the energy of the wounded warrior. Now look at this. It's saying that you have landed these 8 wands. So these 8 wands represent the energy, the actions that you've taken, and having to deal with the actions of others to plant these and get them growing. So this is these 8 that were launched from your past. I'm getting this is a project that was started in your past, and you landed these, and you were staying on your destined path to do it, but it's been rough. You look like you've been through it. You are leaning on this 9th wand, and you've got one more to go after this. You're tired. Your head is bandaged. You have a headache. And you're waiting for this wheel of fortune to change. You're waiting for this night to finally get there. Get here already, you night. Quit sitting there. Move. That's the energy. Hurry up and get here. I'm tired. That's the energy that you're in. So this is talking about the internal forces are what keeps you up at night, saying, what if they do this, and what if I do that? What will they do then? That kind of energy. It's a loop that you can get caught in of thinking, where you're like, what if, shoulda, coulda, and not be able to get out of that loop. This energy of external forces is when you're laying in bed and you're saying, what the EF happened? I was going along, I was doing great, I have 9 pentacles, the wheel of fortune's turning for me, I'm coming back to my happy self, I've done a lot of healing. Why am I like this? There's something wrong here. I want to be in a calm energy. And so this is talking about the external forces now for coming in. And look at this. As soon as this energy comes in, you are elevated to Empress status. Look how similar the clothing is, right? So this is talking about the position of this is talking about having all the 4 queens in the minor arcana rolled into one person. They have enough life experience now that they have learned enough that they are elevated to Empress level. And the Empress level is talking about being able to manifest at a very high rate. The wheat surrounding her represents, like, she just plants the seeds and then she says, okay, nature, go for it and bring it on. That kind of energy. She doesn't concern herself with manifesting because she is a manifester and she understands the power that she has. She's like a magnet attracting everything because she has learned so much about how to do it and do it so with more ease now. And this energy also can say that she's pregnant with possibility. It can also represent an actual physical pregnancy. So can this. So there's 2 pregnancy cards in here that you want to keep in mind. And this energy is in the position of your marriage, commitment, and partnerships. So that this could say you are an empress looking for an emperor, or it can say that an external force is an empress. Or I just said that, sorry. This could be someone is looking for you because you've now elevated your position to an empress. We have the King of Wands coming in. So the King of Wands is considered like the sexiest king of the deck. He is a visionary. He his wand is made of wood and it's very passionate. And he is, he loves to go after new projects and look at things from a different perspective and be really, he's passionate about what he does. He's always like, he's ready for the next adventure, at any moment. And the thing is with this energy of all the kings, he's the most likely, he has because he's always looking into the future and looking for the new, he may have a roving eye when it comes to in his romantic life. This says here that behind him are these salamanders with their tail in a circle, and there's a little salamander running here, and there's also a lion on here. This represents protection from fire because that's his element, and he is this energy is talking about protection from fire, but when I noticed this a while back, when I was just a few weeks ago actually, that this card has almost like a face on it. There's 2 eyes, and then there's smoke coming out of the nose here and out of the mouth. Someone's smoking something. So this could just mean, hey, he is smoking hot. He's the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. You'd forgive him for anything. He's super charming and a lot of fun to be with. Having said that, where there's smoke, there's fire. So keeping that in mind, and this is in the position of transition. So the King of Wands might be looking for his Empress energy. But what's interesting is when you look at these cards, these 2 are looking at each other. So this might be someone from your past that you know, but you haven't seen them for a while. Like it could be years have gone by, and maybe you grew up with them or you knew them somewhere in high school or whatever. And now you haven't seen them. Now, see, look at these 2 have their backs to each other. It's like they haven't seen each other for a very long time. Yet now, the external forces, they're here together. This is the place of transition in the tarot. So this is saying a major transition is happening. And here we are in eclipse season. And so this is the energy that we're working with right now. We have Lovers, okay? So this is indicating that you're probably going to end up being lovers. And so this is, if things go right, if God has his way and you stay on your path, this is the destined path. So these 2 lovers, you see the clouds in between them? That represents that they know each other, or that they don't really have never met, or they know each other and they don't know each other that well. And that would be like maybe not seeing each other for 20 years or more, that kind of energy. And the Lovers, this is of higher education. So this is saying definitely this external force coming in, this king, views you now as an empress because you've learned this energy, that you've done this. So you must have received this information must have come in and elevated your position to the Empress energy. And now the King of Wands wants to be your lover. That's the energy coming in. And we have, let's see. All right, so we have the Page of Swords coming in. The Page of Swords represents fresh air, like a new thought, a new energy coming in, a new way of being. And this is in your career. So this could be someone that also is interested in working with you. And the energy is talking about, you know, the pages would work for the kings and queens when they were younger, from 7 to 14. And then if they would just deliver the communication in between the palace walls. But when they became older, they would eventually grow up and be considered for knighthood. So this is the same idea. The message would not necessarily be in person, but it's coming through. And what we're seeing here, this energy is talking about someone who, the pages, out of all the pages, there's 4 of them. This is the only one that is not totally focused on his element in the card. And his element is thoughts and emotions, and, or sorry, not emotions, thoughts and his mental intelligence and discipline of his mind. And he is looking into the future away from this. So this is this kind of energy of thinking outside, being able to think outside the box. This is a double-edged sword. And so this page, he already has the thought. He doesn't need to study it anymore. He knows what the question is. He's now looking for a creative solution. So he's looking at both his intuition and his logic and looking outside the box to find that energy. We have the Page of Pentacles coming in now. So this is interesting. The Page of Pentacles might be saying the knight's on his way. He's finally here. Yahoo! Because this is actually the Page of Pentacles when he was younger. And now this is him. So this is really interesting energy, because this is saying now the Page of Pentacles is showing up. And this is also someone that you know from your childhood. Now, the Page of Pentacles could represent this energy as well as... you know, like it could be information coming in regarding pentacles from this King of Wands who wants to be your lover, who is looking ahead to the future and is saying, hey, maybe I want to work with you. That could be the energy. Really interesting, because this is the page when they were younger. And so it's implying that for sure you possibly have met before. That's the energy coming up here. And then we have... let's see, what else is happening here? We have, okay, this is representing the energy of being in a mental prison, not being able to find your way out. And this would say, like, on some level, like this energy is talking about someone who feels duty bound and they can't leave because they're duty bound and they can't see a way out of the responsibilities that they're in, and so they have to wait until the timing is right. This energy here is talking about, like, this person could just walk away, but it's their mind that's keeping them where they're at. And this is talking, I feel like at the beginning with these 8, there's 8 swords here. At the beginning, it's very similar to this energy. Look at these actions have been taken behind, and 7 of them have, there was 7 ideas or thoughts or, you know, something in your mind that was saying, you know, it's not time yet, you're not able to, you have to finish this, and then you have to finish this. And now you've landed 8 wands, and this person is leaning on the 9th. So this could represent the King of Wands energy, that he was duty bound and he has been wanting to come in to work with you and talk to you, but he hasn't been able to, because he had other commitments that he had to look after. And so the water here, I feel, is representing that there was, at one point, there was a lot more water here. And now it's dried up. And look at this person already has their right foot forward on dry land. And that's representing a forward motion from the masculine energy. And the left foot is still just in a very shallow puddle now. So this isn't saying, like, this is about emotions. It's not saying your emotions are shallow. It's saying that there was way more emotion around this situation, and now it is drying up, and it's time, okay, now we know, we have clarity to be able to move forward. Very interesting energy. So this it has been it's not totally clear for me here. For sure, I want to move forward and clarify this with my oracle. For those of you that feel, hey, this is good, thank you for being here, and please like and comment if you've received some value from this. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. I'm going to talk now a little bit about the new eclipse coming up on March 3rd. The energy coming up on March 3rd is talking about we're going to have a full moon, and that is, okay, so these are the cards that want to come out, starting from here. All right. Now I have my markers. Okay, so what we're talking about here is on March 3rd, there is a full moon coming in, and that one will be in the sign of Virgo, and the competing energy will be in the Pisces energy. So this will be a full moon, and the energy is now, it's the opposite situation. It's a lunar eclipse, so the energy of the sun is stronger, and it's going to shed light on what has happened. I feel like this energy came in first, and now when this other eclipse happens, it's going to bring the full picture more into play here. And so this energy is talking about, Virgo energy is like getting organized, getting things in a row, and getting your habits, like making sure that you're strong here in your daily habits and routines and that, so that your energy is supporting the incoming energy. And that's what's elevated you to this, okay, it's time, and now all this information or this energy is ready to move. This is what the Wheel of Fortune has been waiting for you to get into place so that this energy can come forward. And in this eclipse season, it's very interesting because when I was, I'm just going to shuffle these a little bit more because I feel like it was too quick. So when this energy is coming in on the 3rd of March, it's really interesting because in 2007, on March 3rd, there was almost the exact kind of energy with eclipses and with this astrological energy, almost identical. So if you go back and you think, what was I doing in 2007 on March 3rd, to be exact, and you figure out what was happening then for you, then it will give you further clarity as to this situation. Generally, you'll find it's surprising. People have been sharing this in my comments because I've been bringing it up to take a look at this. For when I look back, what I was doing in 2007 on March 3rd was I was working on this oracle. It had just come to me, and it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and there was, oh, you're going to do 64 paintings. 64, I'm like, that's a lot of paintings. Are they small? No, they're big paintings. Of course they're big paintings. They were dragons coming in from the future. And so it was a lot of fun for me to do, and over the years I worked on it, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020, and now I'm bringing it out. I've had it out at my seminars in parts before and at psychic fairs. Had a lot of fun playing with it, but it wasn't complete yet. Now it's complete, and I'm working on bringing the actual deck out, but I want to make sure I get the information correct. So that's what I'm working on now. And the cards that I have here have the numbers on them, and those numbers represent the order that my paintings are presented in the gallery on my website, and my website is talesfromthevector.com. That's TAILS. So if you want to check it out later, I will have in the description box the information of the website, and also then the cards as they appear here, so that you can go back and look up what the paintings might stimulate in you. They say, a painting is worth 1,000 words. Now, interestingly enough, as I was looking into this eclipse, what came up was this, that there was also 2 other dates that were very similar, but not exact like the one on 2007. So one of those dates was all the way back in 1988, or sorry, 1980. And in 1980, I look back, I was like, okay, what was I doing in 1980? I was backpacking it through Australia. those were the days. And I had gone there for 4 months, and I ended up staying for a year and a half. I loved Australia. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I got my scuba diving ticket. I got to go see the Great Barrier Reef and dive there. It was amazing, amazing time for me. And back then they had visas where there was a lot of people backpacking, and you could go from Canada to Australia, and you could go on a working visa. And if you left the country for a couple of weeks at least, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, and then you came back in, you could get another 9 months on your working visa. And the condition was you were just supposed to get part-time work here and there as you were traveling. And so, I stayed for a year and a half, and that's what I was doing. I went to Bali in between to Indonesia and had a wonderful time there, and then stayed until the very last day of my visa. But it changed my life because after that, for the rest of the 80s, I basically traveled, and I would work 2, 3 jobs if I had to, save up as much money as I could, and then go on another adventure. And I did that time after time until I saw a good chunk of the world, and just educated myself in that way. So the energy also on the 1988 then was also very similar. And when I look back at that time, that was my last single year. By 1990. Early in 1990, I was a mother and I was married. So, those are the life changes that I'm talking about. And so if you do find that, you look it up and those time frames, put it in the comment box below and let's see what was going on for you. It'd be interesting to see. I'm going to clarify now, and the energy, we're going to start with, there's jealousy. Is in the air here. So this is a karmic space, and you're saying, I'd rather be better than bitter. And so you might be feeling like you deserve better, like you want to move forward and you want more. And so you're kind of, you were maybe in this energy where you were feeling like, and it could be from your upbringing, that you were always kind of getting less than the other people in your family or something like that. It's coming up in energy like that. So this is saying, but I'd rather be better than bitter. So you've applied yourself and you've been successful enough that now you can go and, travel, like go to new places with new energies, try new things. And we have this energy of abusive power coming in. So this is interesting. So this is talking about there could have been some money that you were supposed to receive for something and you didn't get it because someone who is in power took it from you, or that kind of energy. And then we have this energy of falling and failing in love as a matter of eye, and it's on this reconciliation. So perhaps you met someone and you were really attracted and everything, but the timing just wasn't right. Or you were too young and you went off to school and they went off to school, and then you parted ways and you didn't see each other until maybe you went back for a family reunion or a high school reunion or something, and you were like, whoa, is that you? Is that you? Wow, you've grown up. Let's get together. And then the next thing you know, you're starting to have a really strong relationship. Or maybe you've gone and applied for a job or a career, and you've been invited for an interview, and here it's this person from your past that you haven't seen for 20 years. That kind of energy. We have the Cancer energy. You're representing yourself here, saying, yes, I've launched this and I'm ready to go. This is awesome. This is saying that, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so you're really feeling this energy right now. And you're using it in a wise way because it's talking about you recognize I need to love myself at a very high vibration to be able to attract the energy that I want. I need to raise my vibration to the Empress level if I want to attract an Emperor energy. And so this is the Chariot, is saying, yes, you're on your way now, on your destined path. You're on course. And now the timing is, look at just around the corner, the Wheel of Fortune is turning for you. So this is saying the power of spin. It's like when you are on your destined path, it's very similar to this energy where there's no reins, and the Chariot is moving of its own steam, and it's coming in from the divine. And in my oracle, it's a ball with the yin yang symbol representing very balanced masculine and feminine energy, so that you don't need someone in your life, but you would like that to be in your life. Deception. So yeah, I'm just getting that. This is talking, I feel like in your childhood, there was just a lot of broken promises, parents promising, oh, we're going to go to Disneyland, and then you never went. That kind of energy. And maybe just all this promise that you felt as a child, it just didn't come through, and you are ready now. It's saying you're successful, but you're not successful in the way that you dreamt of being when you were a young child. So it's time to move forward. And then we have this energy of indifference. So yeah, I'm just getting, maybe, I don't know, maybe your parents were going through something. This is almost like being raised by alcoholics, like someone, like that kind of energy where they make promises when they're drunk, and then they forgot what they promised in the morning, and they're cranky because they have a headache, and they're like, what are you talking about? That kind of energy. So then this is like realizing I'm going to have to heal this in myself so I can move forward and be on my true destined path. And this is a foolhardy journey. It means that you're on the path that you were meant to be on, and you can anticipate a strong future. You've done some of the healing work here. This is talking about destruction, which is another tactic here. And this is about some people saying, oh, well, this is enough progress for you. Like, what more do you want? Why are you so, why do you have to be this way? Why can't you? And I feel it's because they're jealous of you, because it appeared like your success came. You were probably voted the least likely to be this successful. And maybe you're the most successful person in your town of 5,000 people. And they have to admit it because you are successful. But, it's like they're jealous of you. So it's not like you feel like, oh, yay, I can celebrate with my friends kind of energy. Lack of awareness. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance and missed opportunities. And so this energy, you realized, hey, if I stay here, I'm going to be like this. And so you chose not. And you raised yourself to the level of, you're very aware now, and you're moving forward in a strong way. This is perception. So what could have happened back then is when you guys met, it could have been like, oh, it seemed too good to be true or whatever. And then someone else came along and you thought, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. And then you realized, oh, it was fake. This isn't you. This is the king's energy coming through. And so he just, whatever, it wasn't meant to be, like you bumped into each other, whatever. This could be maybe you went out on a date when you were younger, or you got to know each other a little bit, but then you both had to go off to college and university, and your life paths just totally went in a different direction. We have the Taurus energy on your higher learning here. But this is representing the transition happening now, coming in, because you're going to meet again. And the Taurus energy is talking about Venus, and this is about love. And this is talking about learning the give and take in life. Like you've moved, down here, you were still like not understanding it, but then you decided to elevate your position, and you learned a lot. And you made sure that you put your energy and effort into this energy, and it upgraded you to the Empress energy. So somehow this king has noticed you again and is like, wow, they've really done the work, and they're really impressed with your energy, and wants to ask you out, feeling like you're a breath of fresh air. So this is another karmic space coming in, the need to be right. And this is saying, do you need to be right to be happy? So some people can be like, oh, my very first impression was this, but I'm always right, so I'm not going to entertain any other position. But this is saying, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? So this is talking about, giving this maybe a chance, go out, or if it's an interview, at least interview the person to say, hey, I knew you back in high school 20 years ago. I haven't seen you since. How are you doing? and give them a chance, because people quite often, when you're never going to be a hero in your own hometown, people will remember you how you were back then. That's just the way it is. The Gemini energy, yeah. That's the kind of energy, the miscommunication, the retrograde energy I was talking about at the beginning of this reading. And also, you know, Gemini is the third sign that comes in the zodiac. And it's like kind of that age where you're going to kindergarten. And you know, in kindergarten, when you realize, hey, these other people aren't like me. Their parents aren't like my parents. Their parents are very different. They live very differently from us. And that's when you start to realize, oh, other people live differently than how we do. And you don't really know that until you get out there a little bit. And going to kindergarten every day kind of teaches you that. Then this is talking about, yes, needing to use your insight here, being insightful. So this is talking about using your third eye as well as, you know, the vision from your physical eyes. So this is a really cool reading. You can look forward to maybe some sort of energy coming in. You know, just pay attention to what's going on and recognize this is coming in. It's already in the motion. And this pregnancy thing could be that this king is ready for a relationship where he wants a commitment. And he would really like to start a family with you, that kind of energy. So I do hope you've enjoyed this, Cancer. Please do give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I will be back with another reading for you astrologically. Of course, I do my daily readings and my random shift readings, but this one will be for astrological. It will be regarding the middle of March. Bye for now, Cancer. Sorry, I gotta wake you up, Stella.